Man, y'all know a nigga had to get some KFC, man. Shit. A black man can't just drive past the Kentucky Fried Chicken and not stop and get something, man. That's fucked up, man. You already know. I'm black, dog. If I see anything that got something to do with some chicken, I'm gonna stop. Shit, I'm gonna go ahead and drop some whiskey up in this Coke, too. Now, this Dr. Pepper, I'm still gonna put some whiskey in it, though. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to ADiktion TV. I hope everybody is having a good Sunday fun day, you know what I mean? You know I'm having a good Sunday fun day. Sipping on my Dr. Pepper Jim Beam. My Dr. Jim Pepper Beam, whatever, fuck it. You know I'm sipping a little something, something. Ah, damn, I think this bitch about empty. Ah, now that's more like it. Got a little bite to it, you know what I'm saying? You know we gonna have a drink today. Today's video is my own personal ranking for all the opening scenes for all 4 Scream movies. And I'm surprised I've never actually done this video before, Scream being one of my favorite franchises of all time. I'm surprised I've never done this, you know what I'm saying? And you know, we got Scream 5, Scream 2022, right around the corner. I know January feels like it's a long ways away, but hey man, time flies. It's gonna go by just like that. Before we get into this list, I want to go ahead and say I don't find any of the Scream openings particularly bad, but there's definitely some that's better than others, and there is one that's definitely the weakest in my opinion. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a shot and get into my number 4. And coming in at number 4 is the opening for Scream 3. In my own personal opinion, this is definitely the weakest opening in the franchise. I think the voice changer that Roman, Ghostface, that the killer was using, where he could sound like a woman when he's talking to Cotton on the phone and Cotton's sitting in traffic, I thought it was just too much, man. Like, where the hell did he get this voice changer to where he could sound like multiple people? You know what I mean? It was like some futuristic ass shit. I'm not saying it's a bad opening. I just thought, you know, the killings of Christine and Cotton Weary, I just thought it was not nowhere near as brutal as any of the other openings. And you know, there's reason for that. You know, Columbine, and they didn't want violence in movies at the time like that, you know. So it was definitely toned down. I don't think it... I mean, when the title card dropped, Scream 3, you know, the title card looked pretty cool. But other than that, you know, the opening for Scream 3 was just very weak. I mean, I do kind of like how he pulls out the voice changer and he says, you know, it was a simple game, Cotton. You should have told me where Sydney was. Now you lose. I kind of like that, but yeah, 3 definitely has the weakest opening. Coming in at number 3 is going to be Scream 4. I really enjoyed this opening, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't dislike any of the openings. There's just the one that's weaker than the rest. But coming in at number 3 is Scream 4. When it first starts off with Lucy Hale in the kitchen, and Ghostface calls, and then her roommate, her friend Trudy, she's got a Facebook stalker and all that. When I remember sitting in the theater watching that scene, and I'm like, wonder where this is going. And Ghostface comes in, stabs Trudy, and then Lucy Hale tries to run out the front door, then another Ghostface comes in, slices her throat. I really thought that was the opening of the movie, and I was kind of disappointed. I'm like, oh hell no, they done took it to this level. And Lucy Hale's acting, which I'm sure she did on purpose, when she got killed and she's slowly sliding down the wall, like, I was like, oh man, oh, this is gonna be a bad movie. And then it tricks you, and then it says stab 6. I think it was stab 5 or stab 6. I'm like, oh shit. And then you got Anna Paquin and Kristen Bell sitting there, and Anna Paquin's like, well, that was so fucking stupid. And you know, they're talking about horror, and then the next thing you know, Kristen Bell stabs Anna Paquin, and I'm like, what the hell is happening? So then, you know, stab 6, and then it goes into the real Scream opening with Jenny Randall and her friend, and you know, they're pranking each other, and then Ghostface finally shows up, and he gives her a pretty brutal death. You know, he stabs her in the back, pushes her down the stairs, Then she tries to crawl out the garage. He hits the button on the garage for the garage door, and it breaks her back. And then he stabs her one good time, and then boom, title card. Coming in at number 2 is the opening for Scream 2. And Omar Epps and Jada Pinkett Smith, when this movie first starts, oh man, they were cracking me up. I love when they're in line at the theater, and Jada Pinkett Smith is telling Omar, like, you know, horror movies are notorious for cutting out black people in these movies and killing black people first, killing them off first. And Omar's like, man, you know, fear, baby, it'll bring us closer, you know, this and that. Jada Pinkett Smith, she's all like, Sandra Bullock is playing down the block, and he's like, oh, I suppose Sandra Bullock is Miss Ethnicity. And I just love how they're handing out Ghostface costumes to everybody that's coming in the theater. So it's like, damn, which one's the actual killer? And I love the scene where Phil gets killed in the bathroom. I mean, like Ghostface knew his head was going to be in that exact spot, but I still thought it was a good and creative kill. I mean, that would suck to get stabbed right in your ear. Like, I don't know. I just thought it was a good way to bring Ghostface back and just fucking, you know, listen, mommy, listen, mommy. And then you hear that classic knife swipe from the Scream movies. Fling! And then dude's just like, oh man, it was painful. And then you got Ghostface. He goes back into the theater and sits down next to Maureen, wearing Phil's coat, wearing his jacket, and she's just like, baby, give it up. You know, and they're watching the movie. I love how Jada Pinkett Smith's yelling at the movie screen, bitch, hang up the phone, star 69 his ass. And then when Jada Pinkett Smith finds the blood, she touches him, and then she's got blood on her hands, and she's like, looking at her hands like, what the hell? And then Ghostface pulls out that knife, and boom, one quick stab to the gut. I was like, uh-oh, shit's getting real, you know. And you actually feel bad for her in this scene as she's getting killed, you know what I mean? Everyone in the audience thinks it's a publicity stunt, and she's up there in front of all these people dying. So, and it's kind of sad, you know what I mean? So it has emotion, and I thought this was a very intense opening to Scream 2. And coming in at number 1, of course, is Scream. Drew Barrymore's performance in this scene, you can't top it. You know what I'm saying? It was so damn emotional. And, you know, Steve being gutted outside in front of her. I like how you can hear it, but you don't see it happen. And then you see his guts falling out. Like, you get no glimpse of Ghostface yet. You just hear the swing, and then she turns a light on, and his intestines are just falling out. And Ghostface messing with Casey the whole time, you know, the suspense is just building and building and building. Like I said, I saw this movie the year it came out, so I would have been 6 years old, and man, it stuck with me. And that's why it's one of my favorite films of all time. Like, I seen it at such a young age, and it just stuck with me. It screwed with my head a little bit. And when Ghostface playing the game with Casey Becker, and then she gets the Friday the 13th question wrong, he comes busting through the back door. She goes running out another door, a side door or something, and you know, when Ghostface finally gets her and he jams that knife into her chest, man, it's like, damn. Like, it's a very intense opening, and then her parents come home. They can hear her dying over the phone, and then they run out the front door, and she's just hanging there from the tree, guts hanging out. It was emotional as hell, you know what I'm saying? The performances in the opening for the first Scream, it was just like, man, we're in for a ride during this movie. We gotta say, rest in peace to Wes Craven, man. His directing for all the films was done very, very well. And I'm hoping Radio Silence does a good job with the opening for Scream 2022. I'm hoping we get an intense opening, take it back to the feeling of that first film. But that's my ranking for all 4 of the Scream movie openings. What's your guys' list? What's your least favorite? What's your number 1 favorite? Let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, guys, coming at you from ADiktion TV.